Hey there, I'm Bergeron, and this is going to be me doing a little bit of Expressionism. If you've been here before and you're currently a subscriber, I thank you very much, and if you're not currently a subscriber, please consider subscribing. So here I'm just doing some intuitive marks, and some of you have seen this before. Obviously, I'm working on a old book cover that I got from Free Pile at the local library, and I'm drawing some lines in here. I was thinking about my garden, and I live in Canada, so we have a pretty short growing season. So whenever I get a chance to go out in the garden and dig around, I usually am out there. But I wanted to talk to you about, Expressionism as a whole, like how it is, why it is that we use Expressionism. Why is it that artists create things in an expressive way? And I think it's really important to understand that it's part of the process that we're using to get our thoughts and our feelings and our emotions onto the page. And here in this particular piece, I'm just thinking about how the garden was growing and the things that were growing in it. And I really enjoy growing sunflowers. So my sunflowers were starting to come up. And so I thought, how is it that I'm going to, put this onto the page? And, here you'll see I'm doing some, just sort of minimalistic sort of flowers. They're not even really sunflowers yet. They're just, a ball with a stick on it, which is, I guess, how I think about flowers in general. Just a ball with a stick on it. And here you'll see I'm putting some petals on, but in a not in a realistic kind of a way. All of this is sort of background information that you'll see that I'm putting on here right now. And I'm using a pencil, and you'll see I'm wiping the pencil off with a tissue, but I'm drawing into the wet paint so that I end up with this with these red lines from the background, from the book cover coming through. But for me, Expressionism is my attempt to get the internal information. In other words, I'm not working from any reference. The reference is all internal in my head. How I think about sunflowers, what I think about sunflowers, how I think about the shape of a sunflower. That's all internal information from looking at sunflowers for, many, many years, and growing sunflowers and planting sunflowers. And so that's what I'm trying to do here, is I'm just trying to get the information, the basic information onto the page. And when you look at a garden, like my garden is not, I'm not one of those gardeners that are out there pulling out every weed. I kind of, I take out the weeds when need be, but the majority of the time I'm just letting it become its own natural habitat. And that's what I'm doing here, is I'm just thinking about how it is I think about these sunflowers. So with Expressionism, well, my type of Expressionism, you'll see I use my finger quite often. It's just the quickest way for me to get paint onto the page. And you'll see I'm moving it around, I'm sort of texturizing it with my finger a little bit. I'm blurring it. I'm allowing the colors to, just blend together however it is that they want to blend together. And I'm picking up this green. I've been working with these, they're pop color, they're actually called pop colors, and they're from Sennelier. They're very much sort of that 1987 kind of pinks and greens and blues and things. And I really like them because it's sort of, it tells you a little bit about the way that I think about color. I like to express myself through color. So when I'm happy and I'm joyful and I'm painting on, whether it's a paper or a book cover or whatever, but when I'm happy and joyful, I'm probably going to use these very bright, expressive kind of colors. And when I'm not, I'm probably going to use more blues and blacks. And this particular painting just started to evolve for me from that joy of just being outside in the garden and planting stuff. And watching stuff grow. And here you'll see I'm actually mixing the color with my finger. And I'm going to put some more of this different green onto this book cover. One of the things that I'm really interested in is, you know, how it is my viewers paint. And I really like I like interacting with people on YouTube, and I like interacting with, you know, other artists. So if you, you know, if you have a question or a comment, I really, really love to hear from you. I want to know what it is that you draw and paint, and how it is that you draw and paint it, and, you know, whether or not you use Expressionism. I think Expressionism is a couple of things. One, it's line, and two, it's form, and three, it's color. And I think all of those things combine together to give us Expressionism. And if we really consider most art comes down to those couple of things: line, form, and color. And how we put those on the page, in what composition, really, you know, really dictates a lot about what it is that we're feeling at that particular time. And here you'll see I'm moving very quickly. This is sped up 2 times, so it's 2 times faster than I'm actually working, but you can see from this that I'm not wasting any time. This entire painting took me about 12, I think it actually took me 2 10-minute sessions, so about 20 minutes altogether. And the reason why there was 2 separate 10-minute sessions is I was waiting for that base layer that I put on at the beginning to dry up. And now you'll see I'm getting out this pink, and this is becoming, you know, very expressionistic. This is becoming, you know, really showing my mood at the particular time. I don't think people reach for pink magenta if you're feeling depressed or blue, or I think you're reaching for pink magenta when you're sort of happy and you're having a good time and your painting's turning out the way that you want it to turn out. At the end of this video, there's, I believe, 4 different photos of close-ups of this, and those are close-ups that I put onto my Instagram account. So have a look at those. Have a look at those photos. You'll see here I finally have a brush out. You know, I have a brush out, and I'm actually putting some yellow onto these sunflower petals because I realized, number one, I didn't have any yellow, and I realized also that the sunflowers have yellow petals. Some have orange petals, but the ones that I'm growing here are all have yellow petals. And I'm putting the yellow on in a very thick, concentrated manner because I really want those yellow petals to stand out. See, I'm adding a little bit of yellow to some of these other flowers that I have growing on in the background here. You know, every once in a while you'll see me pause like this. I'm considering, you know, what else is it that I want to do to this, and what else is it that I can do to this. And so you'll see I'm getting a little bit more yellow here. I wet my brush a second ago. That just helps the paint sort of come off the brush. But I'm definitely considering, you know, putting some more yellow into these other sunflower petals. And these particular sunflowers have a small seed head in the middle. It's not like most sunflowers that have this big giant seed head. These ones really don't. And you'll see I'm mixing a little bit of this yellow in with that blue there, giving it a little bit more light in this. All right, I really enjoyed doing this, and yeah, please check out the pictures at the end here. You'll see this is in real time. Like I said at the beginning, I hope you enjoyed this. If you do, please click like. If you're currently a subscriber, thank you very much. And if you're not currently a subscriber, please consider subscribing to my channel. Here's those last couple of photos, and I hope you have a great day, everyone.